Something changed quietly inside the banking system. Most people will not notice it until access is gone. Banks are no longer able to honor unallocated precious metal accounts the way they once did. This is not a rumor or a temporary policy shift. It is the direct result of regulatory pressure that has turned these accounts from harmless bookkeeping entries into balance sheet liabilities. For decades, unallocated gold and silver accounts were marketed as safe, convenient, and liquid. In reality, they were promises layered on top of promises. Under the new regulatory environment, those promises now carry a funding cost that banks cannot ignore. When regulators enforced stricter net stable funding ratio requirements, they forced banks to choose between capital efficiency and customer exposure. The math is simple and unforgiving. Unallocated accounts consume balance sheet capacity without providing qualifying collateral. That makes them dangerous in a system now obsessed with stability metrics. To comply, banks must either fully allocate metal against those accounts or remove them entirely. Most institutions cannot source enough physical inventory fast enough. So the remaining option is to close, convert, or restrict these accounts. This is why clients are beginning to receive notices offering cash settlement instead of metal. It is not a courtesy. It is an exit strategy. From the bank perspective, every unallocated account is now a risk that must be neutralized. They are not breaking promises. They are following rules. The problem is that the rules changed quietly and without public discussion. Unallocated holders are discovering they were unsecured creditors all along. When a bank prioritizes regulatory survival over customer preference, the outcome is predetermined. Physical metal on a balance sheet strengthens ratios. Paper claims weaken them. This creates a powerful incentive to push customers out of paper exposure and into cash, whether they want it or not. Once cashed out, re-entry becomes impossible at the same price. That is the silent cost of compliance. The broader market experiences this as tightening availability and rising premiums. Metal that would normally satisfy retail demand is diverted to satisfy regulatory demand. Banks are now competing with industry and investors for the same limited supply. Unallocated programs only worked in an era of loose leverage. That era ended when regulators decided stability mattered more than convenience. Every system change produces winners and losers. In this case, the winners are those holding allocated physical assets. The losers are those relying on contractual exposure. This alert is not emotional. It is mechanical. When an asset becomes expensive to hold, institutions stop offering it. The notices being sent are not about fraud or collapse. They are about compliance. Clients are being forced to choose between immediate liquidation and future uncertainty. This is how risk is transferred quietly. Once accounts are closed, the liability disappears from the bank. It reappears as purchasing pressure in the physical market. This is why supply tightens before price reacts. Markets move in stages. First, rules change. Then, behavior changes. Then price adjusts. We are between the first and second stage. Those waiting for confirmation will receive it only after access is gone. The system does not pause for understanding. It executes first and explains later. This is the moment when paper exposure reveals its true nature. Unallocated means optional until it does not. When banks can no longer honor these structures, the promise dissolves into settlement. That settlement arrives at the worst possible time. The alert is simple. Understand what you actually own, because when rules activate, intentions no longer matter. This is not a warning of collapse. It is a notice of change, and change always punishes the unprepared.